The Alien Mobile. This is a 2014 Chevy Spark. It has come to me on its fourth blower motor resistor and also had a blower motor replaced. So I pulled this out, and between C and D, it is burnt there, and on the plug, which has also been replaced, C and D, I'll explain that in a minute. C and D are burnt. So in my world with Chevy Sparks has been intermittent issues with dashboard items and instrument clusters that go on and off, especially on bumpy roads, radios that shut off, etc., etc. In this case, where it's burning this, burning is resistance. Resistance is generally because of bad connection someplace. So with the Chevy Sparks, right off the bat, and I tested this one first, but right off the bat, I go in and there's a bolt under the dash right here, 10 millimeter, and I run a piece of 10 gauge wire from here to the kick panel on my own ground, on my own screws. Yes, I know that this dash should be good, and I know that it should have a clean ground through all of the dash brakes bolts, but what should be and are two different things. And in this case, every one of these I've ever done this to fix that problem. I checked that wire that I've got in as a jumper before I went and put that jumper in, and that 10 gauge wire after about 3 minutes was getting warm. Not necessarily hot, but I'm also overpowering for what the difference in what this is. It was clearly getting warm. I put the jumper in from the under dash bracing to the kick panel. I've run it for about 4 minutes. It's not even slightly warm, it's room temperature. So that kind of gives you a general idea of the importance of getting rid of the factory ground point back there, or at least updating it. So this one's pretty basic. Blower motor switch, ground like everything else, behind left side of instrument panel. So to me that means that it's behind the instrument cluster, and then through the blower motor resistor and to the motor. Now the two that melted are C and D, which is straight out. If you look here, we're not going through a resistor, it's straight out to the blower motor. So internally, apparently the resistor just can't handle this possibly. Like I said, it got pretty warm, so this may be causing a problem. So what we've done is we've updated what this ground should be by making sure that we're not fighting with paint through the dash bracing, and we've jumped C and D, and that's what that red jumper you saw are. Now, here's the cool part, and this will come in handy for anybody that sees this crap in the future. I was kind of hesitant to believe this was going to solve a problem and that I was still going to have to order a blower motor resistor, but hang on one second, let me plug this in and check this out. All right, so resistor's plugged in. Turn the key on. Put the mic up here so you can hear. So that's setting 2, setting 3, setting 4. So that's high speed right there. So even by jumping and bypassing the resistor, there's speed number 1. So even by bypassing the resistor or the internals on the high speed of setting 4, I still have all of my fan settings. So I'm going to solidify, strip, solder that jumper and just bypass the resistor for the purpose of the high speed and send it down the road. That way they don't have to buy another resistor, and it takes all the load off of that goofy connector, and should get rid of all the heat with the jumper I put between the dash brace and the kick panel.